This guy knows what he's doing. He didn't write a lot, but what he did write is pure gold, every word. But in the middle of this word, Flaubert says this. He says, human speech is like a cracked kettle upon which we tap crude rhythms for bears to dance to while we long to make music that will melt the stars. This comes from one of the very finest poets who ever lived, and he said, language is nice, but we all want to make music that will melt the stars. Let me give you a couple of examples of some things here, musically speaking. I want to, let's start out with just the very basic elements of music. The first one is rhythm. Since I'm a percussionist, that means a lot to me, but it means a lot to other people too. There's a famous Hans von Bülow, who was a conductor in the 19th century, said, in the beginning was rhythm. Okay? And interestingly enough, in Western music, which is the only kind I know much about, there are only two kinds of rhythm. There's one based on 2 and one based on 3. The first we call double meter, the second we call treble meter. Okay, so now comes the time for audience participation. I want you to get your hands together to clap, and we're going to clap in 2s, okay? And we're going to take it about this tempo. And I want you to accent the 1s, okay? Here we go. Okay, 3s. I'm not going to change the tempo, but we're just going to accent the first, and then the 4th, and so it's going to be. Okay, here we go. And. Now we can't clap that fast, just hit the 1. So we go 1, 1. Now we're going to divide the room right here. Okay? You guys are going to do 2s, you guys are going to do 3s. All right? 2s. Here we go. I'll slow it down just a shade. Let's go about this tempo. You got to really accent the 1. Here we go. Here's a parenthetical note for all of you who are going to be conductors. Guess what happens when people have to play something fast? Do you think they speed up? Do you think they play it too fast or too slow? They always play it too fast. No matter how fast you're going, if you can't play it that fast, you want to play it faster. Okay? So don't get faster on me. All right? Here's the tempo. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. Okay? Be very solid with that tempo. Here we go. Did you see what was happening? These are called polyrhythms or isorhythms, and they can be very exciting, especially if you're a percussionist. It's really fun. Let me give you some examples of these 3s and 2s. Well, first of all, let me give you an example of what happens when you put 2s and 3s together. It turns out to be, if you're going at the tempo that we're going at, it turns out to be pretty exciting. Listen to this.